Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. A few weeks ago, I did a video where I mentioned I bought some shares on the closing auction. And then I did get a few remarks in regards to investors out there having no idea about the closing auction. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go through the ASX market phases. We all know, or we should know, that trading occurs between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. But trading is a little bit more complex to that. In fact, trading almost happens between or starts at 7 a.m. and doesn't really finish till about 4:12 p.m. So let's start talking about the market phases on the ASX. So I do have a question for you. Do all stocks, and this is a generalization, on a typical trading day for those companies that are not in a trading halt, do all stocks on the ASX trade between 10 a.m., exactly on the dot, 10 a.m. and 1 second, and 4 p.m.? If you think the answer to this question is actually yes, there is some things you have to know about the ASX and trading that occurs between 7 a.m. and 4:12 p.m. So the answer to this is absolutely no. In fact, there are some stocks on the ASX that trade longer than other stocks, and it all depends on the ticker code. For example, there's a company called Aussie Broadband with a ticker code ABB. They will start trading almost immediately when the market opens at 10 a.m. For another company like Zip or Zero, where the ticker code or the start of their ticker code is at the end of the alphabet, they actually start trading about maybe 8 to 10 minutes after Aussie Broadband. So there's actually less trading in those sort of companies than companies with a ticker code where the first letter of the ticker code is at the beginning of the alphabet. And trading doesn't stop at 4 p.m. There is a period of time when you can put in bids for a company. If you want to buy a company or sell a company at 4:02, you can put a bid in. And between 4:10 and 4:12 p.m., and that's not saying there is trading between that time period, there is an instance in that 2-minute time window where there is a closing auction where all the buy bids and the sell bids on a company will be paired together according to an algorithm. I'll talk about that in a later video. And that, of course, is called the closing auction. So here are the market phases, the ones to know about. Now, you don't have to know about these completely, just know they exist. So between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m., and I'm recording this video, current time is 8:43 a.m. local time in Brisbane, so 9:43 a.m. in Sydney. The markets are just about to open in 17 minutes, actually 16 minutes now. You can put bid-ins at this point in time, and that is called pre-open. In fact, pre-open starts at 7 a.m. So you can start putting your bids in at this point in time for during a 3-hour window. But there is no trading happening. Now, that's a complete lie. There are a few trades happening, but they are the sort of trades that you and I can't really take advantage of. So trades can be entered in the system, but there is no trading taking place. And all trades are queued according to their price, with priority giving to those trades entered first. So it's price and then time. That's how the trades are ranked. Now, then the ASX opens at 10 a.m., but not all companies start trading at 10 a.m. on open. There is sort of a tiered system here based off the ticker code. So those companies where the ticker code begins with A or B, for example, A and Z here, they begin trading at 10 a.m. And then at 10:02 and 15 seconds, those companies with a ticker code starting between C and F, they start trading. And then every 2 minutes and 15 seconds, we have a new group of companies. And then at 10:09 a.m., those companies with a ticker code starting between S and Z, they start trading. For example, SEEK. So there is a 9-minute difference between how long ANZ trades for and SEEK trades for. Now, it mentions also here the opening time is randomly generated and occurs up to 15 seconds either side of the times shown above. That's very important. You can't know when exactly these companies are going to start trading at, and there is a reason behind that. And the reason, and the main reason behind that, is because of algorithms. You can put in shares if you know exactly what time the trading will begin. You can put a bid in at exactly that time. So the shares of a company might trade 1 cent or 1 cent lower, or 1 cent higher, or even 10% higher or 10% lower. So that is, or there is a reason behind why there's a randomly generated time when shares start trading at. And then, of course, between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., that's normal trading. That's the time we know, we all know about, and there's nothing much to talk about in regards to normal trading. And then between 4 p.m. and 4:10, so trading stops at 4 p.m. And then between 4 and 4:10, you can put in trades. This is called pre-CSPA. This is the closing auction. Well, the closing auction actually occurs between 4:10 and 4:12. And the algorithm they have at the ASX tries to match up all the closing bids so you can place, remove, or amend an order, but no trades actually take place. Orders, both buy and sell, are ranked according to their price. So if you really want to buy a share at 4:02 p.m. and say the share price last traded at $4.10, you can put a bid in at $8.10, and you more than likely will be matched if there is someone who wants to sell their shares at a price around about or higher than $4.10. So orders are ranked according to their price. So if you put in a bid at $8.10, you won't buy those shares at $8.10 because it's not based off that. It just matches the buys and the sells. So if the highest selling price is, say, or the lowest selling price is, say, $4, and you match up to that, you actually might buy the shares at $4. So it all is based off the amount of bids on the sell side and the amount of bids on the buy side. The computer just matches them up, and you either see the share price rise or fall based off the bid flows. So whoever bids the highest for buys or offers the lowest for sellers is placed at the front of the queue. That's very important. So again, if you want to really want to buy a stock, or you really want to sell, you actually put your bid in at the highest price, or you put in your sell bid at the lowest price, and then you're more likely your trade will go through. Often there is a crossover in the middle. The lowest seller might offer $1.55 and the highest bidder might bid at $1.63. The area in the middle where they cross over is called the match. And then at a random time between 4 and 4:12 p.m., the algorithm decides that's when we're going to match all the bids, and that's going to be the closing price for the company on the day. So the closing price doesn't occur at 4 p.m. It occurs in this little window between 4:10 and 4:12 p.m. And again, there's a reason why that time is randomly chosen. And you might occasionally see that there is one share traded. And that is because someone out there, more than likely an algorithm, wants to see the share price of a company close up or down by a certain amount, and they will try to match the other side of the bids. And that's why you sometimes will only see one share traded. The final share traded sometimes is one share, and I don't really believe that should happen. That's just my opinion. So let's talk about these are the market phases to ignore. So you don't have to really remember these parts of the phase. In fact, I totally figure out the market after 4:12 p.m. So there is an adjust phase. That's where trading has stopped for the day. New trades cannot be entered in the system, but stockbrokers can change or remove existing orders. Between 6:50 and 6:59 p.m, purge orders. Orders that are too far from the market or have expired are removed from the market. That sometimes happens to me. System maintenance for 1 minute at 7 p.m, and then the system is closed for 12 hours between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. So these are the market phases that you don't have to really know about all that much, unless maybe you become a stockbroker. So this is going to be a 3-part video. First video is this one on the pre-open, and I'm going to do a live crossover to the opening of the market so you can exactly see what happens on pre-open. I'm going to look at a few companies, including Aussie Broadband, XTech, and the reason behind that is Aussie Broadband, ABB, opens first, XTech, XTE, opens last. And then I also might have a look at Appen, because they released their half-year results or full-year results. TPG, Big Tin Can, and then I'll do another video on the opening auction, and then do another video on the closing auction, and both of those videos will also include a live section where we actually look at the opening and closing auction. So I won't really focus on the opening auction here. I'll leave that for another day, but those are the next two videos I'll be looking at doing in the next few weeks. So let's get back to the pre-open. So this is a period between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. And right now the time is 9:50 a.m. So 10 minutes before we have the opening of the trading. So I'm going to have to go through this pretty quickly. During pre-opening, brokers enter trades into ASX Trade in preparation for the market opening. ASX Trade does not trade orders. Investors, you and me, may enter orders online. I do this all the time. The orders are queued according to price, time, priority. Again, price, then time, and will not trade until the market opens. I sometimes call that period where the market opens between 10 and 10 a.m. as the opening auction. They don't really call it that. Overnight and overseas trades may be reported until 9:45 a.m. Sydney time. These trades must take place according to ASX operating rules. So now we'll have a look at a live sort of situation on what's happening today on Monday, the February the 27th, looking at what happens when you put shares into the system. And we'll also look at the indicative price of company shares so we can see whether shares of company might open higher or lower for the day. Welcome back. Time is now 8:56 a.m. So trading is just about to begin for the day. So let's start off with Aussie Broadband. Now, they did release the half-year results, pretty good results on first look. Now, that's on first look, but the best way to gauge whether the results are better than expected or worse than expected is just to see the market reaction. Maybe not in the first hour or so, because the market can be quite volatile. But right now, even though we do expect the market to be down today, Aussie Broadband with the indicative price is down now by 0.68, down 2 cents. Indicative price, $2.91. Last time the shares traded on Friday, $2.93. But you'll notice in the buyer and seller section, so there's definitely some people who want to buy some shares in Aussie Broadband. They're put in bids at $3.07, 7,296 shares. And there are some people who want to sell some shares. In fact, there's two bids at $2.90. So the algorithm will match up the prices. So whoever's put in the buy bids at the top of the queue will have their shares traded. Whoever's put in their bids at the top of the queue in the sell section at $2.90, their shares will be traded if there is offsetting matches on either side. At this point in time, those who want to sell at $2.90 aren't selling their shares at much higher price than $2.90. But those who are willing to buy the shares at $3.07 will more than likely be buying those shares, those 7,296 shares, at $2.91. So the most important number here is the indicative price, $2.91. It's not the buy bids, what they're put in, and not the sell bids at $2.90. It's the indicative price. That's the number to focus on. Also, surplus volume. So at this point in time, 1,043. So at this point in time, the shares will open at $2.91, and there will be 1,043 shares at $2.91 on the buy side, not the sell side. That's what surplus volume means, that there will be shares on the buy side at $2.91. So let's have a look again. So now more people willing to sell at a lower price at $2.91. So a couple of people have put in bids at $2.85. In fact, 8,500 shares. So Aussie Broadband, even though it looks good, results look good on the surface, share price should open lower. And probably the reason it probably opened lower is because of the negative sentiment in the market. So we keep on having a look at that. Still $2.90. Now, because I've also included Kogan, they've also released that half-year results. Indicated price only down 0.58%. So not a lot of happening there at this point in time. XTech released their results. Now, because their TIG code is XTE, I expect XTE to start trading at between about 10:09 a.m. or just before that or just after that. So still about 9 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go before XTech start trading. At this point in time, shares for XTech at this point in time look like they'll be opening higher, 1.34% higher at 75.5 cents. If we look at their chart, this is almost a long-term high, maybe not an all-time high. Their share price of this company was higher. There's a nice little resistance level at 75 cents. So at this point in time, the market wants to open just above this resistance level. Good announcement for XTech. I won't get into the details, but the market might be open. It is just 9 o'clock, and shares for Aussie Broadband down at this point in time to $2.83. They opened at $2.84. So there was selling pressure. And I think one of the reasons there was selling pressure was the overall negative sentiment in the market. Kogan shares down for only 0.58. A couple of companies that I want to have a look at was Big Tin Can. So they should be open. They down only 0.94%. City Chic, awful results for this company. This is a great one. So City Chic, awful results. This is a tragic looking story. Well, maybe not tragic. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. In fact, if you do like the long-term potential of this company, current market cap of City Chic is 135 million, but awful results, indicated price 54 cents, down 7.69%. So I wouldn't rush in buying. You'll notice on the buy side, there is shares, 4,900 shares at 58.5 cents, 58 cents, 57.5 cents, 57 cents, 56.5 cents, and 56 cents. Also one at 55 cents, more than likely some at 55.5 cents. I think that is probably a fund manager who wants to take a position in this company and thinks on open is a good time to take a position. So just wait, even though this video is not on the opening auction, what I call it. We'll just take a look to see what price shares of City Chic open at. We'll have a look at that. Aussie Broadband going up again. I think that was a little bit of an overreaction from the market. The results for this company were pretty good. I think this company, particularly the revenue, growing at an awesome rate. So great fan of Aussie Broadband. And XTech opening right on that resistance level. You sometimes see this a lot. This results from XTech were to be expected. That's the other thing. I don't think the results from this company surprise the market. This is a company with a market cap of $75 million, yet we're profitable by $6 million in this one half. If they continue this sort of performance in the next 3 to 5 years, this company is amazingly undervalued at now, but the market is a little bit wary about whether this company can continue the performance in the next few years. Everything's been going right for this company, particularly what's happening overseas, the geopolitical turmoil, particularly in or around Ukraine and Russia. So I just want to wait for, just see if there's been a rebound in Aussie. Yep, Aussie Broadband shares going up. Another thing I like to never do is put in bids to buy or sell on open. I sometimes will wait a few minutes because typically there is a massive overreaction from the market on open. And we might be seeing that with Aussie Broadband right now. They opened at $2.84, went to a low of $2.83, and already the share price is rebounding. Well, then it's falling again to $2.86, but a little bit of volatility in the market, which is to be expected. XTech now down, indicated price down. So even though these results are to be expected, so the reason why it's down is someone put in a bid. If we can look at the orders, so someone put in bids at 71 cents for 72,000 shares. Someone else put in at 74 cents, 109,000 shares. So that's the reason why XTech looks like it will open lower, and fair bit lower now, down 72 cents. So people keep pulling in lower sell bids. So this is another thing to keep an eye on, is sometimes, particularly retail investors, panic. When they see the indicated price down like 3%, they might panic and either change a sell bid or put it lower or decide to sell their shares just because that indicated price is down, and fund managers can take advantage of that. So even though it was up when I started this video, it is now down. The indicated price down to 3.36%. City Chic open down 12%, 51.5 cents. But I'm getting into the opening auction now. I'm trying to leave that to another video. So that's all I got for this video, focusing on the pre-open. So you can put in bids for any company you want between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. And just be aware, there is a sort of opening auction that is staggered between 10 and 10 a.m. So if you want to buy 0 shares, you will have to wait to see if your bid goes through to about 10:09 a.m. If you want to buy Aussie Broadband shares, they will start trading around 10 a.m. Not exactly on 10 a.m. Might start trading at 9:59 and 45 seconds, or not at 10 a.m. and 15 seconds. If you have any questions about this particular market phase, the pre-open, love to hear your thoughts. And for those who are holding City Chic shares, maybe now's the time to add to your position, because 12% has the shares been, I think they have been lower in the past. Let's have a look at the low point. Yeah, the low point looks like it was 37.5 shares back on the 20th of December. Share price that day was down 31%. That was a time to take a position in this company. Shares have been going sideways since, but 51.5 cents for this company. This was an absolutely favored company among a lot of fund managers. Fund managers absolutely love this company, and it's just fallen off the rails for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why. I haven't done any research on this company, but something bad is happening to this company. But it looks like a share price. Oh, nice little rebound there. Let's have a look again. X-Tech looks like it'll be opening a little bit lower again. Retail investors are panicking. They see these massive sell bids put in at 71 and 74 cents. You can see someone has added their sell bids below that because they are panicking, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And yeah, Aussie Broadband up to $2.92. A nice rebound. Again, they panicked at the open. Now, there is a saying that amateurs open the market and professionals close it. And I have seen, not proofs of that, but I have seen good examples of that happen time and time again. And maybe today on Aussie Broadband is a good example that amateurs open the market, willing to sell down on open because they're fearful of the market, the state of the market, and we've seen a nice little rebound in Aussie Broadband shares. And no, that's all I have for this video today. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear about it. So leave it in the comment section of this video. I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.